Diving deep into the storm, bringing light. We can believe that we no longer need diving deep into the storm, bringing love. So we can believe that we no longer need diving deep into the storm, bringing love. So we can believe that we no longer need diving deep into the storm, bringing love. So we can believe that we no longer need diving deep into the storm, bringing love. So we can believe that we no longer need diving deep into the storm, bringing love. So we can believe that we no longer need. Bringing love, so we can believe that we no longer need.
Aloha. Good evening. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona with Spiritual Image Productions on free conference call and YouTube, establishing and maintaining right relationships through human values. Aloha and welcome to tonight's Golden Age Psychic Show. Tonight We have Reverend Marietta White, all the way out of New York. Aloha, Reverend Marietta.
Aloha, everyone.
And thank you for being here. Reverend Marietta is a world-renowned psychic medium who specializes in spirit guides, careers and goals, money and finance, love and relationships, and UFO field investigations. Having seen and communicated with spirits since she was a young girl, she now offers these gifts to others through psychic readings, investigations, classes, healings, and more. As a clairvoyant and clairsentient, she channels intuitive messages with clear sight into the past, present, and future. Her messages are always delivered with a caring heart and calming voice. Reverend Marietta also has the ability to communicate with deceased loved ones and offers messages to those who are seeking closure and validation of everlasting life. And then there's Andrew Aloha, myself, and I, who is executive producer of Spiritual Image Productions, whose mission, goal, and purpose is to establish and maintain right relationships through human bodies, or to exemplify to others right, healthy relations with ourselves and with each other. Andrew Aloha, myself, and I have been counseling, coaching, mentoring for over 15 years. The astrology readings that we do are of Western and esoteric style of tradition. Western astrology readings are more personality or ego based, while the esoteric readings are more soul or true life purpose based, with the date for the latter being psychically derived. Past, present, and future are covered in both styles, while the whole reading is done with a psychic intuitive emphasis as well. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Reverend Marietta and then go from there. In the meantime, what I do want to do is I want to give a big aloha to all of our underwriters that help make the show happen from week to week, month to month, year to year, beginning with the 90-Day Ascension Journey at www.90dayascensionjourney.com. When you sign up for the 90-Day Ascension Journey, you will be facilitated with defining and redefining your soul's true life purpose. You will be assisted with finding out what ascension means to you on this journey. You will be provided with tools, techniques, and assistance to empower you to connect and reconnect with yourself, your emotions, and feelings, in your mind, body, and spirit. Through a universal soul-centered process, you will be going through a lifelong transformation that will allow you to move forward with your endeavors and never look back if you dare. And I got to apologize. In fact, one of the things that I'm going to do is there's a couple of things. I'm going to change glasses. These glasses, I don't know, for some, the ones that I was just wearing are prescription. For the ones that I got in my hands right now are just regular reading glasses, and they seem to work better than this prescription. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, that's much better. And I think they're spraying chemtrails here in Flagstaff because my sinuses are going crazy. So anyhow, we'll continue. We also have Anovite at www.spiritualimageproductions.anovite.com, and that's ANOVITE.com, with over 25,000 scientific papers published on colostrum, a 90-day guarantee, and the winner of the Healthy Living People's Choice Award twice over. Anovite focuses on helping people with weight loss, anti-aging, heart disease, diabetes, depression, high blood pressure, asthma, allergies, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammation, gout, lupus, fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, cancer, ulcers, the poliovirus, chronic infections, digestive disorders, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disease, thymus gland, mental clarity, maintenance and protection of the immune system, synthesis and repair of the RNA and DNA, and more. And again, if you want to check that out, you can go to www.spiritualimageproductions.anovite.com. We also have Maha Dikini Lore at www.mahadikini.com. Maha Dikini Lore's life has been a personal journey exploring sexuality and spirituality for over 20 years. She's a certified conscious counselor and a tantric healer and a certified mind sound teacher. Maha Dikini Laurier is also a graduate of Margot Non's year-long Skydance and Tantra Facilitator Training Program, as well as a current member of the Marietta Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists Club, and a charter member of the Association of Sexual Energy Professionals. She regularly attends trainings and conferences to keep current with the latest research and information on sexual education. And then, of course, we have, we're back to the Golden Age Psychic Show. So, aloha, Marietta, Reverend Marietta, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you tonight?
I don't know. My sinus is going crazy. That may mean that we're going to be getting some weather coming in or something. I'm not sure. Either that or it's the chemtrails that they're spraying. Sometimes they spray them during they spray them during this time of evening, and they'll spray them till midnight or something like that, and then they stop spraying. And that kind of sets off my sinuses and so forth. But did you hear about the Midwest? The Midwest? I think it's the Midwest that's getting a whole bunch of storm coming in. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that. I heard there was some headed toward New York.
I was just doing some browsing, and I believe I'm gonna check on it right now again. But it looked like it was pretty hairy already. It's
Really?
Well, it's pretty close. Usually first week, second week in November we get snow around here. So it doesn't surprise me that much, but it is a little bit early, if you ask me.
Yeah, I heard there was some storms headed toward the eastern coast.
Huh. So I don't know.
I think those are rainstorms, I think, that they were.
Oh, here we go. And I thought it said Midwest. I'm seeing if I can get into there. I don't see it anymore. I seen it on Yahoo newsfeed. I'm pretty sure it said Midwest, and it looked pretty hairy, so I'm not sure what the deal is. So since we got so many people lined up for doing the readings, how about if we do a reading for the rest of the year from here on out? Do you want to do something like that, or do you have something else in mind that you want to do, or is there anything else that you got going on?
Whatever you say.
I'm just going with the flow. I mean, I guess if we're going to have to come up with some kind of a carrot to dangle in front of people so they'll get their butts over here so they can get some free readings. I don't know. So so let's do that. I want to do that because remember we started out the year, and every year we do a predictions show so that we can see if what's going on for the whole year. And so and man, it's pretty funny. Here I am. I'm going down the news feed trying to find that weather thing, and I'm looking at a picture of Ellen DeGeneres, or however she's called. She's sitting there looking at Katy Perry's boobs. Well, okay, I guess she's a lesbian. Why not? But anyhow, so let's do that. While you're I don't know. I know this is the last minute thing, but I remember that we talked about stuff. You had said that several stores were going to be closing down because of the internet. Taking over with sales and marketing and all that. And that has. There's a number of Kmart stores that have closed down. I can't remember all the other stores, but there's other stores. I think Sears,
several. They're saying JCPenney and Payless. Those were two of them they named. Some of the restaurants are actually closing a lot of stores as well, a lot of restaurants.
Huh.
I'm trying to think. Pizza Hut has closed several of theirs, but I don't know if it's like a reorganization or what they're doing.
Well, let me ask you
this. A lot of the stock stores, and that's pretty much what it is. The bigger stores are the ones that are having trouble. The Kmart and Target. What was that other one? Macy's. Macy's has had a lot of closing.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I think I remember that. I think I do.
Yeah.
So let's pick up from there and see if we can do an end of the year sale, huh? Right? An end of the year predictions, and see what's going on, because I think there's some major stuff that's going to happen between now and December, and then literally the end of this year. So I think that the end of this year is going to be a really, for a lot of people, and I've been picking, because I've been doing a lot of readings. Now both you and I are doing readings for a major psychic network, a world network, and and I've been doing several readings. And what's been coming up, Reverend Marietta, is that the springtime is not going to be and also the wintertime is not going to be very a nice environment for us here. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be happening between wintertime and springtime. And then the other thing that I've been picking up quite a bit is that next summer is going to be a really nice summer. It's going to be fun for a lot of people. So I think next, if you haven't planned, set up any kind of plans for a vacation or some kind of a Christmas or New Year's Eve gala or gig, you might want to start now, because that a lot of people I've been picking up are just that's it's going to be a really fun holiday season. Christmas and New Year, and then summer's also going to be, but wintertime, come January, February, March, April, May, and June, April and May, there's going to be some stuff coming down the pike, and I think a lot of people are just not going to be very happy with some of the stuff that's coming
down. Now, what do you mean by that? Are you referring to physical things going on,
weather? I'm not sure, but it could be all the above. But and I'm not clear on all the stuff, but a lot of bickering going on, a lot of arguing going on, a lot of treachery stuff going on, a lot of deceit going on. I don't know all the stuff, and then I don't even know. I haven't even started with weather patterns because I don't know anything about that. But there's going to be some stuff coming down the pike that people aren't going to be very happy with. So I think it's going to be very interesting. Here. I'm on the news feed for Yahoo right now, and they're giving today's horoscope. It says your no-nonsense attitude can be so intimidating that you could unintentionally scare. Let me see. And this is for the Scorpio people, by the way. You can unintentionally scare someone away today. However, your words may not accurately convey your true feelings, leaving others to fill in the blanks with their fears or insecurities. You might be empowered when you notice the current dynamics, but trying to capitalize on your dominant position is beneath your integrity. Instead, level the playing field by softening your approach, adopting a gentler. What are you doing, you dork? Idiots. Okay. Adopting a gentler disposition fosters a more collaborative atmosphere. So for the Scorpios, that's your horoscope for today. I just thought I'd tell you that. So go ahead. So we're in the end of October. What do we got going on for November, December, January of next year in terms of stuff that's going to be coming down the pipe? Wait, what can you
I
pick
just
up?
think there's going to be lots of more turmoil. I don't see it getting better. It seems to be getting worse. There's going to be a lot of fighting of people, almost like a civil war type of thing, like the beginning of one, because there's so much race things going on and prejudice things going on, and it seems to be really being exasperated by the politics, where people are just starting to be pitted against each other. So I'm not really happy about that move. I'm hoping that some kind of, big thing will happen and it will get people moving in a more pleasant way. I know there's a lot going on with the sex scandal right now with, I forgot that guy's name, but they've come with quite a few more people now. I think that's going to be a huge movement. It's going to change things a lot. And then as a result of that, I feel that TV is going to change. They're going to have to start getting a lot nicer on your TV shows, because a lot of those back up the kind of attitudes that we're seeing right now with, abuse of women and the prejudices and all that kind of stuff. So I think we're going to have a lot of really unsettled times where people just aren't going to be sure what's going on.
Huh. So now let me ask you this. What do you think about all that sex scandal stuff? Are these people, are these women being real, or is there...
It's definitely being real. I can't even name how many people have come to me and told me things that have happened to them. Totally real. And it's been known for a long time. It's been in the scandal sheets and stuff for years about that kind of stuff going on. You go back to Liz Taylor. She used to talk about it. How she was abused and stuff. There's different, it's been going on forever. And it goes on everywhere. I've experienced it several times in the workforce.
I mean, a woman, I can't even remember her name, but she came out back, she's like 64 years old or something like that, and she was saying that Val Kilmer or whatever sexually abused her. I don't know all the details, but even, I mean, we're talking about 45 years ago this is happening. So in a way, I think it's that Hollywood's due. It's due to clean up its act and get their head out of their butts and start being professional, being real. And I mean, it's and not just Hollywood. I mean, we're talking about all kinds of professions that are in the same boat as well. I'm sure of it.
Totally, all kinds of professions. Any place where someone is under someone else as far as their job, they need their job, things like that, it's been taken advantage of for so many years. And we couldn't talk about it before. If you talked about it, they would blame you. They say you did something wrong. It's been something we can't even discuss sometimes with our families and stuff. It's crazy. And
it's so befitting because let me see, October 11th, Jupiter, which is the planet of healing, went into Scorpio, and there's going to be a lot, and we talked about this already. I told you I'm probably going to get involved with some girlfriend or something, but Jupiter went into Scorpio on October 11th, and there's going to be a lot of sexual healing that's going to take place. You know that song. I should play it right now. That song by Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. It's going to be just like that. It's going to be just like that. The middle of this energy is going to be January. Oh, wait. Oh, December. Really? December? The middle of this energy is going to be... So, December, I think, is going to be a really big month. I think a lot of people it's going to give people a lot of a huge break. People are going to be able to let their hair hang down and have some fun. And even if it's for two weeks, probably about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but people are just going to be able to just chill out. And the holidays, the Christmas and New Year's holidays are going to be just really, really miraculous. I think people are just going to just really experience some really some fun, some happiness, some joy. I think people are just going to be overwhelmed at the amount of healing that's going to take place. And there's going to be a lot of healing that's going to take place in the last 2 weeks of December. I'm sure of it. So it's going to be like that. Now, I do got to say, along with this, that people should be cautious about all these women coming out and claiming wolf, because there are women that they'll jump on the bandwagon and they'll claim rape or sexual harassment just to either be in the limelight, out of vengeance, out of spitefulness. I mean, I don't know all the reasons. I think that a small percentage, and I think you're right. I don't think all. I think there is a lot of women out there that are claiming harassment or abuse, and I think they're in their right to do that, and that's what they need to do. This has been needing to happen for a really long time. People and all these guys, and it's funny because I was just watching a movie that was produced co-produced by Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, last night, I think. And so anyhow, there's a lot of women that really, and there's still more. I know there's a lot more that still need to come forward and express themselves, because that's what's going to allow this culture to shift things around into a much healthier professional way of life, rather than people taking advantage of each other like some of these people have. So that's not cool. So does that make sense to you, Reverend Marietta?
Yes, it does. I actually took a class quite some time ago about how history repeats itself and things like that. And they said you go through a period of like very puritanic, everybody's all, very puritanical. And then they said you start loosening it up, and it's like a pendulum, and it swings, down, and people get so they're more promiscuous, and it goes on until it comes to a head. And I think this is the head. I think this is where it's gone about as far as it can go. People are wearing see-through clothes, which I predicted in January. Stuff like that. It's all changing. So everything is coming to a head. It's because, the sexual revolution and all of that has gotten so out of control now that it's going to have something equalizing it. And one of the things I noticed is I don't get a lot of TV shows where I live. It's not available. But I've noticed most of the shows on my TV station deal totally with all kinds of sexual innuendos and, things with women and all kinds of stuff like that. There's one show that doesn't seem to do that much, and that's The Modern Family. But that was the one that seemed to get an awful lot of awards for that show, and that was one other one I can't remember the name of it. They got a lot of awards. But I think what's happened is we're swinging to the upper end of the pendulum, where there's chaos going on in every area, politics and everywhere, all kinds of chaos. Then people will get a hold of it. They'll start saying, hey, we got to do something. And the pendulum will start swinging the other way. They'll start cleaning up, the politics will start cleaning up. And the, TV shows will get nicer. Maybe we'll have some more Andy Griffith type shows or something. Things are just going to get nicer for a while, because it has to swing the other way. We can't go much farther where we are right now. We are, maximum drug use. Everybody's having drug problems, and and all the crimes that are going on, and all the fighting that's going on, and now we've got the police fighting with the people, and vice versa, the snipers and all that kind of stuff. We can't get much worse than it is now. It will get worse, but it's not, it can't go a whole lot farther. Either society will disintegrate, which I don't think it will, or it's going to have to start swinging the other way. People are going to have to start getting a grip on all this and start being nicer and start realizing. And I think I already see a movement towards that, where people are starting to, band together and say, send love, and, almost going back to the hippie times, where there was a lot more love going on. So there's my feeling that we're going to swing back the other way. I think we're going to go worse yet. I think it's going to get a lot worse yet, but eventually it's going to kind of get as far as it can go, and it's going to start swinging the other way.
Well, I more or less agree with you. I don't know that it's going to get much worse, but it could. I don't think it's over. I think you're right. All the rebelliousness is not over with. All the stuff is not over with yet. I think next year and 2019 are going to be a whole lot better than this year has been for sure. I was talking to this one lady, and she goes, "Man, this has been a terrible year for me." So, and I'm the same way. This has been a really inside out year for me, like no tomorrow. And so, but I think next year and 2019 are going to be very interesting years. Now, earlier, I don't know if we talked about this. I think we did. Donald Trump, President Trump said he was going to step down in December. So if that happens, whoever's vice president now is going to take over, and that's going to be a very interesting thing that's going to happen. I'm not sure what it's going to look like if that happens, but that was what he stated, or that was what was reported anyhow. So anyhow, what else? What? Go ahead.
I haven't heard that. I have not heard that, but I don't get the news as much as other people do there.
Yeah, no. I put it on my Andrew Aloha's news feed, and there was at least two or three articles about that, and I don't know. We'll see. Talk is cheap, you know. So anyhow, Jupiter went into Scorpio. So December, you know what I think is going to happen, Reverend Marietta? There's going to be a lot of babies being made in December. That's what I think is going to happen for sure. So August, September, or November of next year, the hospitals are going to be really busy with babies being hatched out of the womb. So I think that's what's going to happen. So now the other thing, go ahead.
Year or just for that time period?
For that time frame, that time period, I think there's going to be a lot of babies being made in December. I almost know it.
Well, I don't know if it's in December. I feel it's going to be a little bit later than that, but not much. But I agree with you, because if what takes place is what they're saying, they're pulling, the government is pulling funding for a lot of birth control that affects people. So naturally, we're going to have a lot more babies born, just because there won't be access to the birth control. It's already an issue in a lot of places.
Yeah,
Planned Parenthood provides a huge amount of birth control where lower income people can go and get it for free. That isn't available to everybody, and it's not available in all states. Some states it's more regulated than others. And so if they pull the funding, which they're saying they're pulling the funding, for all the programs that are based around birth control, then, and one of them is Planned Parenthood, but also the insurance isn't getting the backing where they could have the preventative thing. We're going to have a ton of babies born, and who's going to pay for that? In the long run, the taxpayers, because there's so many people having babies that they can't afford the babies, and so whatever doesn't get covered by insurance ends up coming back to the taxpayers in the end.
Well, what I'm saying, and this is astrologically wise, the babies that are going to be made in December, they're going to be the 60s revolution or the 60s peace love kids. They're going to be back in action again. They're the kids that they're going to be flower children. They're going to be out there giving out flowers and spreading peace and love to people when they grow up. That's the kind of kids that are going to be born or are going to be hatched in December, and that are going to be born in August, September, October of next year. So those are going to be kids that are really going to be peace-loving type of kids, and they're going to want, and they're going to be very free-spirited kids. They really are. I'm sure of it. And if you look at the energies that are involved with having those kids, again, Jupiter is going to be in its height, and that sexual healing is going to be taking place at its very height at the end of December, and which means that the kids that are going to be born with those energies are going to be very peaceful, loving kids. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to all pan out. But the other thing that's going to be happening in December is, I believe, December 21st, Saturn is going to go into Capricorn. So a lot of people are going to be now. With that being said, a lot of people are going to be facing fears concerning technology, emergency systems, political systems, monetary systems, and anything else that has to do with Capricorn. So it's going to kick in December, but the middle of the energy won't be till May of 2022. And when that happens, whatever's going to happen, 2022 is going to be a very big year with technology, with politics, with money, emergency systems, prison systems, jail systems, everything that is involved with Capricorn. So it's going to be a very big year. And I don't know what's going to take place, but well, we're going to be into our next president. I don't think that Trump is going to be president. I don't think he's going to become president again. I don't think he's going to be elected again. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I feel that pretty strongly. And the only reason that he got selected is because he was the more powerful leader running for president, and he also had money to endorse himself with, where the other people didn't have that extra edge, or that extra, and the extra edge was what made the difference. He had more money, and even Clinton, Hillary could have won, but she just didn't have the extra cash to put out there to really promote herself even further or more. I think she made some decisions that could have been better if she would have just taken the time to really work with it. So I think
she actually did. She did win the people vote, but she didn't win was the electoral.
Exactly.
And I think we need to change that. That electoral was set up because people lived in such distances and they had no real communication. So they would tell, one person to represent them, and then that person would cast the vote. We don't need that anymore. We know exactly who, when a vote is placed by us, we have the ability to know exactly who voted for what. We don't need someone else deciding, in the long run which way it should go. They should do away with the electoral input entirely. We don't need that anymore. And it actually caused problems this time because she got the vote, but the electoral did not give it to her.
Yeah.
And they can design their, sections so that different ones are more favored than others. There's just too much crookedness there. They need to get rid of that and just go straight with the vote.
I agree with you. I've thought that for several years now. I just couldn't understand why they were doing the electoral vote. To me, it didn't make any sense, and to me, it seemed like a bunch of bullshit. That's the nice version of it.
That's the way to control the vote and to let certain people control the whole thing, and they don't need to do that anymore. We can have votes where it goes directly in. They know how many people voted for what.
Exactly. I still to this day don't understand why they have that electoral vote in place to begin with. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah, it just goes back to the olden days when you had the horse and buggy. That's where it's from. It's when you had to have, a rider, going, and you didn't have the phone communication and stuff. It's an ancient skill, or an ancient technique for voting that, was back in Lincoln's time. We don't need that anymore.
Got it. So anyhow, Saturn is going to go into Capricorn. That may jolt a lot of people in December when that happens. December 21st. That may jolt a lot of people. There may even be a stock market thing. I don't know. It's possible, but I can guarantee you in May of 2022, and I'm going to double check that right now to make sure. I'm almost sure 100%. May of 2022, there's going to be a huge shift. There's let me see. What? Wait a minute. I got this backwards. Do I? Okay, time out. I got this backwards. Sometimes
Andrew, I'll be right back on just a second.
Okay. Okay, so I got this backwards. Okay, let me see. Time out. Saturn is going to go, oh yeah, that's right. Saturn is going to go into Capricorn in December 21st, 2017. Now, the middle of that energy, for those of you that really want to know, is going to be, wait, Saturn? Why is this, okay, hang on a second, time out. I'm still working with this. Okay. What? Well, that's kind of weird. Okay, let's go back. Let me go back again. February 2019. There's going to be a huge shift, a movement. And it's not going to be small. I already know. It's not going to be small. Saturn is going to be in the middle of the energy of Capricorn. And then it's going to start to go out of it and then shift completely out. But February, and mark my words, write this down. If you're not writing this down, then you're going to forget. But February 2019, Saturn is going to be in the middle of its energy, and there's going to be some kind of hoopla that's going to go on like no tomorrow. Okay, and then so let's go back. Let's go back to, let me see now. Oh, now Neptune. Wow, Neptune is also going to be in its height in the middle of its energy in Pisces. February 2019 may be, and you heard it here first, first contact. I think the first contact's already happened, but it's going to be a public contact. That's what I think is going to happen. So February 2019 is going to be a very huge month. I can guarantee you 100%. Are you back, Marietta?
I'm back, but I have to leave. I have to go pick up a rescue.
Okay, and are you doing that right now?
I've got to go do that right now. Yep, they're waiting for me.
All right. So, well, thanks for stopping by, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the rest of this program. I like I said, and just to let you guys know, I'm bringing in some people to interview for a paranormal show that we're going to do instead of the psychic show, we're going to do a paranormal show. So anyhow, we'll talk about that, and then we'll go from there, and we'll see what goes on. Thanks for stopping by, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Aloha, everyone.
All right, so I'm coming back now. If first contact, quote unquote, which I think has already happened. I think it's already happened, period. But a public contact, and maybe that's what we're talking about. If a public contact happens, I think that's probably going to be a good month, good year for that to happen. February 2019. It's going to be huge. So anyhow, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break. Play some music. We're going to play some and again we have Serena Gabriel out of Tucson. We were playing. We introduced the show with her music, a song called "Diving Deep" from her album "Diving Deep." And and now we're going to play some more music from that album. I don't know that we played this already, but we're going to play a song called "Ancient Waves," again by Serena Gabriel from her album "Diving Deep." We're going to send out love, blessings, healings, angels of light, and love to all, well, to the President of the United States and all his entourage. They're going to need all the help he can get. To all our family and friends, to all our vehicles and places of residence, to all the kids and the animals and plants on the planet, especially the ones that need concern. We're going to send out love, blessings, healings, angels of light, and love to all those people that have been abused, especially the ones that are coming forward and making it real and keeping it real and so that people can make adjustments. And that's what needs to happen. People. It's a behavior pattern that needs to be modified to being a much more professional behavior, which has been needing to happen for a very long time. And we're talking about on all levels, not just Hollywood. I mean, all levels, all levels. And so it's not just something that's just happening out of the blue. It's not something that's been just going on for a few months, few weeks. This has been going on for ages, for generations. As if you read the book by John Bradshaw that has to do with toxic shame, you will understand what I'm talking about. Probably about 96% of the populace of the United States has been abused. Every last person, up to 96%, at least 96% of the people in the United States have been abused. Therefore, by connection, with that in mind, that being said, 96% of the populace of the United States are also PTSD. So some are very mild PTSD levels, and some are very very huge. I mean, these people need some some therapy. So I mean, like some major therapy. So anyhow, we're sending out love, blessings, healing, angels of light, and love to all these people, to to everyone else in need and concern. We will be back. Ancient Waves by Serena Gabriel from her album Diving Deep, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to do some more exploratory astrology and see what else is happening. We're getting ready to come down the pipe that we can really look at and either embrace ourselves for or embrace or all the above, and we'll go from there. And we're back. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona, with Spiritual Image Productions on free conference call and YouTube. Establishing and maintaining right relationships through human values. Tonight we're doing the Golden Age Psychic Show. Our other host, co-host, Reverend Marietta, had to leave. She does a service where she helps rescue, I think, mostly dogs, and so there was some kind of rescue that she had to attend to, and so she pre-warned me just in case. But just to let you guys know, the Golden Age Psychic Show is a unique and rare experience that has been running for over 7 years, mostly on Blog Talk Radio. It is composed of a panel of psychics, usually 2 to 5 people from all over the world, mostly in the United States, with various gifts and talents. And the readings are done in a round robin style of a format, where every psychic that's on the show will do a mini reading for the guest that comes on. And there are no charges. We're not charging for any of this. It's a service to help you help yourself. That's the biggest point about this. Now, I put out a video the other day explaining some things that I'm doing, and I picked up I picked up on this woman, at least one, maybe two women, they were complaining that they felt like they were being hustled. And I thought, well, how befitting of people that think that way, that are that think in the form of poverty consciousness or victim consciousness, and so if that's the way she felt, then why is she even in the network to begin with? Why is she still there? Why doesn't she go somewhere else and go complain? And she will. She'll go somewhere else and she'll complain with somebody else about something else. So that's the type of person she is. That's the victim consciousness in action. That's the way it works. They're always complaining about something. They're never happy about something. So, just shut up and go somewhere else. If you don't like it, just go. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all, not even for a second. So, it's like that. So, I don't appreciate that kind of attitude. And, I'm here to help, to be of service, to help people out. And just like I told this other woman a couple of weeks ago, I've helped hundreds, probably thousands of people, and if you talk to every one of them, then you would be surprised. And there's no need to go beat people up just because you're not happy with your life. That's not go at all. So anyhow, Reverend Marietta, she does this service of helping animals out, and I don't know how many animals she's getting, but I think she's getting at least one or two dogs or something that she needs to work with and take care of. So I think that's pretty cool. So at least she's keeping busy, and just like I tell lots of people, if you're being productive, and I've even heard this from the Illuminati, right? The Illuminati says that if you're being productive and you're being creative, you're in the right direction. But I think it's more than that. I think it's even more than that. I think if you're being productive and creative and being of service, you're definitely in the right direction. So if you can't get any better than that. You can't. So whatever you do, whoever you are, I don't care if you're living on the streets, if you're out picking up cans and garbage, or doing something constructive, creative, productive, of being of service somehow or another, then you're in the right direction. It doesn't matter who you are. Just keep doing it, and I guarantee you, your things are going to fall into place, and then all of a sudden you're going to be in a place where you really feel good about life. And if you don't feel good about life now, then guess what? Be productive, creative, and of service. And sooner or later you're going to start feeling better and better about life. And pretty soon you're not going to feel shameful or guilty or angry or victimized. You're going to feel in your power. You're going to start to feel in your power. And you're going to start to connect with your higher self, with your soul, with your divine life plan, with your true life purpose. You're going to start to connect with the universe. You're going to start to connect with your community, and so on. I mean, it just goes on and on. It doesn't stop. So again, just be productive, creative, and of service, and you will be fine. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. If you have to force yourself out of bed to do it, then do it. And I guarantee you, all the meds that people can give you won't compare. None of them will compare to being productive, being creative, and being of service. That's the best medicine that you can take that will be of great benefit to you and to your environment. And I'm not saying stop taking your medicine. Not at all. I'm not saying that at all. But consult your physician, and consult your body, consult your mind, your soul, consult you, before you start making any changes in that department. That's up to you. So anyhow, so I want to go on and continue with this I'm going to continue with this reading of what's happening on our planet here now. There's a lot of stuff happening, and there's a lot of stuff getting ready to happen. The next 2 years are going to be very big years. I'm almost sure of it. And for me, I think it's going to be a lot better. They're going to be a lot better than they have been. On so many levels, and I am sure looking forward to it. So today is the 27th of October, and now I forgot to mention that for those of you that celebrate Halloween, just to let you know, Halloween to me, is a commercialized version of Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is I believe, mostly a Spanish or Mexican holiday. I'm not sure, but it's a day. It's actually 2 or 3 days where you celebrate your loved ones passed on. You'll want to do that. And I don't know what did I do with that. What happened to it? My piece of paper left. Oh, hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm going to show you something real quick. Wow, that's really wild. Disappeared. How weird. How can you disappear like that? You can't do that. That's rude. My paper disappeared. It was here, and then it just disappeared. Wow. The wind blew it, and it just disappeared. Alright, well, we'll go like this. I got another one. I'm going to show you. Oh, I forgot. I put some water on so I can make some tea. Time out. Okay. Wow, that's pretty wild. It's gone. That's already gone. Well, anyhow, if you go and look it up on the internet, I believe you can look up Dia de los Muertos, Tucson, Arizona, and you'll find a website that Tucson has, the Precision, soulsprecision.org or something. I don't remember. I can probably find it. But anyhow, Dia de los Muertos, and then Tucson Parade, but I don't know. We're just going to do Tucson. I believe this is it. It's a website that's called allsoulsprocession.org. And on that website, I don't know. It used to be pretty easy to find, but they made it a pain in the butt to find now. Let's see if I can find this. Okay. It says about. Hang on a second. Last time I tried to find this, it was a pain in the butt. So anyhow, volunteer, subscribe, donate, interview, walking the ghost, interview, final ceremony. Anyhow, it's a really big ordeal in Tucson. If you happen to be around the Tucson area, you can go to Tucson, and it's huge. It's a big ordeal. They do a huge procession. I think, I don't know how long, 5 miles long. I don't know how long it is, but it's big. And they celebrate this Dia de los Muertos, and that's what I'm saying is that I believe that Halloween is nothing more than a commercialized version, an American commercialized version of Dia de los Muertos. And if you go to, let me see, I don't know, let me see if I can find it. Anyhow, they actually have this form. It's called All Souls Procession Urine Prayer Form. It's a prayer form. And they have it on here. Let's see if I can find it. That's what I'm looking for. And they're such idiots, you know. It used to be you could go there and find the prayer form, no problem. But now it's they're really making a pain in the butt to find them. So anyhow, if you go to and find the prayer form and download that and fill that out, you can do your own little ceremony and just burn it on the day of. Now they say that it starts out on October 31st and then it ends on on November 2nd. So probably November 1st would be the day that you would want to perform it. So I don't know. I mean that you would want to burn. Aha. Let me see. Earn. You can submit your ahead of time. Okay. There's a place if you go to deadline for online submissions to the Earn. Visit your Earn page. I'm not sure. They haven't been keeping up with this website at all. I don't think. They're a bunch of dorks. Earn submission form. Aha. Let me see. What is this? Okay. Anyhow, I'm not going to go any further. But anyhow, what I would recommend is if you can find this form. If not, you just email me and I can send it to you. But I think I got it somewhere. But anyhow, fill out this form, and then on November 1st, you're going to want to burn it and let it go. Burn it and just do a little prayer, and then burn it and let it go. And basically, it says at the very bottom, please write on this piece of paper. You don't even need this paper. You can just do it on a regular piece of paper. Write on a piece of paper the names of who you would like to honor, what you are grieving, releasing, remembering, and place it in the urn, or place it in a little fire pit or a barbecue pit or whatever, and then do a little prayer, and then burn it and let it go. So that's the size of it. Again, you're honoring your loved ones that have already passed on, so that they too can be connected to you, stay connected to you, and be a support to you, but also you be a support to them on this end. So it works both ways. So anyhow, let me think about this. So we were looking at Saturn in Capricorn. February going to be a huge 2019 going to be a huge month, and also Neptune is in Pisces. So if you're into the paranormal or sainthood, or if you're into I don't know, hospitals, confined areas, prison systems, or whatever, things that are confined and or because of clergy or having to do with any of that stuff, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on around all those subject matter. And so February 2019 is going to be the middle of the energy of Neptune and Pisces as well. That's going to be a double whammy. And that, I mean, it's going to be big. It's going to be very big. So there's going to be major mountains that are going to be confronted or occupied. Maybe that's a good word. That are going to have to do with the paranormal, with the clergy, with hospitals, with addictions, with anything that has to do with Pisces. So a psychic phenomena. I don't know that the psychic networks are going to be huge on some level or another. So it's going to be pretty interesting how that's going to work out. Let me see. We're going back into October. I don't know. Those glasses are better for seeing a little bit further, and these are better for seeing really close, for reading, literally reading. Okay, and that's right. Jupiter went into Scorpio. Again, there's going to be a lot of sexual healing taking place for the next several months, for a whole year, pretty much. And then, the big one, another big thing is going to happen. Uranus, the planet of freedom and rebellion, is going to go into Taurus in May, I believe May 16th, 2018, next year. So that's going to be a big shift for a lot of people as well. And so when that happens, people are going to go from one 7-year itch to another. Some people will literally do that. Other people will be finishing up with one 7-year itch, and then they're not going to have to do any more 7 years for a while or at all. But Uranus is going to go into Taurus, and when that happens, oh man, that's going to be interesting. There's going to be some rebelliousness around Earth activities, about Earth, things about having to do with Earth, things having to do with gardening, things having to do with horticulture, something like that. Anything that has to do with physical activity. You know who I think is going to affect the truck drivers. So there's going to be a whole rebellion thing around truck driving. I think is going to happen. Anything that has to do with Taurus, there's going to be a whole thing about that. Interesting. So in September, let me see. In August of next year, Uranus is going to go retrograde, which means it's going to go back into Aries. So, oh man, that's going to be a pain in the ass. But anyhow, November of next year, it's going to go back into Aries. Oh, how annoying. November 7th of next year, Uranus is going to go back into Aries, because it's going to be going retrograde, and then it's going to go direct in January 2019. And then, guess what? March, after February, after the big month of February, then it's going to go back into Taurus again, which means that's going to make March 7th of 2019, Uranus is going to go back into Taurus, and we're going to go through some more crap again. So anyhow, that's going to go on. The middle of that energy of Uranus and Taurus is going to be, I believe, is going to be May 2022. Yep. Uranus is going to be in the middle of its energy, in its height, in Taurus, in May of 2022. That's going to be really intense. Oh my God. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think there's going to be a lot. The Monsanto Corporation, I think, is going to be. Monsanto is going to be in the middle of this. Whatever's going to happen, I think Monsanto is going to be in the middle of it, along with Bill Gates and all the chemtrail stuff going on. I think they're going to be in the middle of it too. So it could be bad or good. I don't know, but it's going to be intense. It's going to be whatever's going on, going to happen. It's going to the issues are going to be around environmentalism around the earth, having to do with the earth. Probably truck driving is my guess. I can't remember who. There was another group of people that was influenced by Taurus too, and I can't remember. But anyhow, it's gonna be interesting to see how that's all gonna work out. So anyhow, those are some tidbits of things that are coming down the pike. I think this planet is going to be really peaceful and calm around the year 2024, 2025, when literally we go into the age of the golden age, completely into the golden age, and we go completely into the age of Aquarius. I think we'll be 100% in the clear of being in the golden age, in the age of Aquarius, 2024, 2025, and things are going to be a lot more calmer. I'm sure of it. I'm sure, 100% sure. So we'll see how all that goes down. But in the meantime, next year I think is going to be a better year, and so is 2019. And so, but there's also a lot of stuff coming down the pike as well. For the next several weeks, there's some stuff coming down the pike. I think, and like Reverend Marietta was saying earlier, maybe there's going to be a lot of arguments. I don't know all this stuff, but the people are going to, social structure is going to be breaking down because and that's what's happening. The earth structure is breaking down, social structures are breaking down, environmental structures are breaking down. Why? Because we're due for a change. We're due for a new environment. We're due for a new way of life. We don't need to live that lifestyle anymore. We don't. We can live much better and happier and healthier, being more conscious about everything that's going on and in our lives and in our environment. So the decisions that we make affect us not only in the immediacy but in the future. They affect our kids not only in the immediacy but in their future. So the decisions that we make now are going to be our decisions that we make for tomorrow. Have a God-guided weekend. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha.